Hey, aloha, and welcome. My name is Paul Fletcher, and I am a certified master teacher of the Tao Academy. And this organization basically is built to help create conditions where we can, as individuals and as a collective humanity, serve each other to be happier and healthier. And having trained in this modality for about 20 years, I've come to understand that it does not have an agenda other than to serve and help people through life conditions. We all have stress. We all have anxieties, variations of them, of course, depressions, griefs. Some of us have tremendous fear, and it basically is debilitating. And it's not supported or helped by the external conditions of the world. Today, as this is recorded, March 3rd, the current U.S. government is busy attacking the country of Iran. And so that, of course, will affect everyone around the world. It's already raised the price of oil, and most of us have our financial concerns. We have our relationship issues. We have health concerns. We have job insecurities with AI. The list goes on and on and on. And so it becomes a dilemma in that how do we find a simple, repeatable solution to calm the heart, stay grounded, and basically manage the nervous system in such a way where we can process through the day without suffering, without anxieties and fears and worrying about how we're going to take care of ourselves or our families tomorrow. And I find that the wisdom and the techniques that I have been trained in are very effective for that. Now, the major roadblock that I run into is people's mindsets and people's attachments to their way of thinking and their belief systems. For example, I mentioned that I am a master teacher and healer for Tao Academy. Well, some people, when they hear the word master, they instantly close their mind. Or when they hear Tao, they instantly close their mind. This then is part of the problem as well, because how can we have an open heart? How can we be grounded when I've shared with you twice now that my purpose is to serve humanity, help them to be happier and healthier? But sometimes that is missed because of our own attachments, our own agreements. I can only be healed by this direction. Anything that comes from this direction must be dark or evil or blah, blah, blah. None of that is creating calmness. None of that is creating peacefulness. None of that is creating open-heartedness. So my invitation to all those watching this is to set aside your preconceptions, anything that you might believe to be true for you, and realize that there is no agenda here other than to help you to be happier and healthier. And the way that I've been taught to accomplish that, and literally having worked with over 5,000 people just in the last 5 years alone, the way that I've been able to help people sustain consistent happiness, far less anxiety or depression or nervous system imbalance, is by introducing them to healing art and music, along with, of course, breath and meditation. Now, the healing art I'm referring to is this behind me. In this organization, it's referred to as Tao calligraphy. Now, most people know what calligraphy is. It's a form of writing. It's typically from the Eastern traditions. It's basically letters and words, like these behind me. This one here means greatest harmony. This one right here in the middle means greatest love, and the one on the other side of me translates to greatest forgiveness. These are Mandarin Chinese words put in the form of art, in the form of a calligraphy. Greatest harmony, greatest love, greatest forgiveness. Just hearing that should calm the nervous system a bit. And what has been discovered, especially in the last 5 to 10 years with modern physics, is that frequency can change your vibration, both positively and negatively. You all have one of these, I'm sure. And these cell phones put out harmful frequencies. Just the radiation of the 5G is not beneficial to our cellular vibration, not to mention the negativity that comes to the news, the social media, and all these other forms. So in order to have a balanced nervous system, in order to have calmness, peacefulness, we need to do multiple things. And that, of course, includes better choices of when we go to bed, when we wake up. That includes, of course, purposeful meditation times, watching what we eat, what we put in our body. That would definitely include not putting on doom scrolling or watching negative news, thereby creating greater apprehension, fear, or anxiety. And what it would include is conscious presence, a conscious, purposeful effort to monitor and do good and balance things for your health and for your wellness. And that's what, in my opinion, in my observation, and in working with thousands of different people through the programs that I've developed, that's what serves them best. They want anything that supports peacefulness. They want anything that supports love. They want anything that supports the removal of anxiety and or other forms of emotional imbalances. And they've tried psychology, they've tried meditation, but their mind's too busy to even calm down. They've tried numerous things. And so a friend of mine reached out to me and he said, "Hey, Paul, I believe that the technologies and the wisdoms that you work with can help those, especially those that have anxiety, depression, nervous system imbalances." And of course, I know it can. The major blockage has always been people's mindsets, attitudes, and beliefs getting in the way of what can serve them. So what I want to do today is introduce to you a healing modality. I don't need you to approve of it. I don't need your opinion of it. I don't have an agenda if you like it or don't like it. My only purpose is to share with you this modality so that you can know what else is available to you rather than the typical things that you are familiar with that hasn't worked. And there are some of you that have attachments and mindsets and beliefs associated with specific belief systems, organized religions, etc. And my question to you is, in working with those, have they brought you the necessary relief from your anxiety, from your depression? Have they supported you with that? And if the answer is just so at best, then you might want to open your heart and you might want to open your consciousness to other means of bringing balance to that which is imbalanced. Now, modern physics, as I started to speak into, understands that higher healing frequencies can offset and bring balance to lower imbalanced frequencies. Much like if I had a glass of cold water and I started pouring hot water into that cold water, the cold water itself will start becoming warmer and warmer, and pretty soon it will turn hot because it will match the difference in temperature. If you start pouring enough positive frequency, higher vibrational love and light frequency into a lower vibrational depression, anxiety, or nervous system imbalance, the natural side effect is going to be feeling better. And that's enough words. The next part is an actual experience. So these sources of relief and these sources of positive vibration reside in this healing art behind me. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to put up a different image. It will be of this one behind me. It's called the greatest love. In Mandarin Chinese, the words are Da, which means the greatest, and AI, which means love. Da, I, the greatest love. So as I put this source healing method up, what I want you to do is understand the process behind it. So let me share this screen. You should see this now on your screen. And I can see my cursor moving around too. That's great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how do we get healing from this piece of art that spells out the words greatest love. This piece of art carries higher loving frequency within it. Again, I'm not expecting you to believe me. I'm only asking you to have an open heart and open mind. We're going to start with measuring your discomfort. Okay? Measure where you're at right now as you're watching this on a 10 scale. 10 being extraordinarily depressed, extraordinarily anxious, extraordinarily filled with fear, extraordinarily angry, whatever emotional imbalance you might have. Measure it on a 10 scale. 10 being the worst, 0 being I am placid, calm, perfect. Okay? Choose a number for yourself. This is the best point of measurement, because I can talk all day long, but it's the experience that's going to make the difference for you. Okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to come back to this piece of beautiful art, and I'm going to share with you what we do to practice with it. We touch 5 fingers together like this. Why? Because in TCM, which is acupuncture, right? Traditional Chinese medicine, the way of balancing the human vessel, they know in their ancient 5,000-year-old wisdom, by touching all 5 fingers together, you are balancing all 5 of your major emotions, which include anger, fear, grief or sadness, anxiety, depression, which are heart fire-based imbalances, and depression, anxiety. And so I think I might have missed one, worry. Yeah, worry. And so these major emotional imbalances, just by holding our 5 fingers together, can start to harmonize and balance themselves. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start following the lines around this piece of art. And you go around that circle 3 times and you'll drop down in. I'll show you the image in just a minute. Now, why we do that, we want to breathe in. We breathe in 4, and we breathe out 6. Okay, so a little bit longer, breathe out, and breathe in 4, and breathe out 6. And that's all we're going to do. We're simply going to connect and follow the lines. And as we do that, I will explain to you what is occurring in terms of the frequency of this healing art and its potential effect upon you. And then at the end of 5 exact minutes, I'll set my little alarm here, you can check in again with your number. Did it go down from an 8 to what? How much did it go down in 5 minutes? And then you can begin to imagine the benefit that those students that I work with receive when they do this for a half hour at a time. Okay, there's so much more healing that can occur than just this 5-minute example. But my encouragement to you is to, let's try this first. Okay, so place your 5 fingers together. Make sure you've checked your number. Where are you in your emotional imbalance? State the emotional imbalance as best you can. Give it a number as best you can, between 0 and 10. And I'm going to go ahead and start this timer of 5 minutes. And again, with all 5 fingers touching, gently start rotating your wrist around that circle. No hurry, nice and slow. And bring a smile to your lips. Doesn't matter if it's authentic or not. We're training our body to react and respond in love. And as we slowly trace that circle, now I want you to drop in from the top where you see that and simply follow the lines with your wrist. You're rotating your wrist with all of your 5 fingers touching. You might catch your brain saying, "What is this? This is so silly." That brain of yours is one of the major reasons why you have emotional dysregulation. That brain of yours likes to spend lots of time in a future-paced fear, which breeds anxiety, or something that you are reliving from the past. Relationship, would've, could've, should'ves. And those all carry negative vibration. Everything, according to science, is a vibration. And when you enhance a negative vibration by placing attention upon a potential undesirable future, fear, anxiety, or something from the past, anger, resentment, then that means your brain is working overtime to mess with you. It's taking you out of presence. It's taking you out of your heart center. It's moving you away from love. It's moving you away from your source creator. Now, my source creator, I refer to as God. Some might refer to their source creator as the universe or Allah. I don't really have an attachment, nor do I care. All of us have our own unique way of being in this world, and there is no wrong way of being in this world. However, we do all have a brain, and that brain has been programmed by our parents, our peers, everything we grew up with. We did not have an opportunity to choose our programming, did we? And accordingly, that programming tells your brain, think this, don't think that, stay busy, give me something to chew on at all times. That's why it's so hard for you to meditate. That's why it's so hard for you to calm down, to regulate your nervous system. The simple answer is you need to give your brain something to do that is loving and supportive and calming. And this simple act of following the lines, tracing the circle, and then dropping into the lines, assists with transforming the negative vibrations, the negative information that your brain likes to wallow in. Your brain is not who you are. It is simply a mechanism of comprehension and understanding. It is a vehicle and mechanism for doing what you tell it to do. But if you do not give it clear instructions, then it does its own thing, like pontificating on future fears, worries, or bringing up experiences from the past. And when it does that, you are out of control. You are disallowing control of your vibration, your field, your soul's vibration, one could say. You are positioning your life to have more stress because you are not monitoring what your mind is doing in the present moment. Da, I, the greatest love, carries the frequency and vibration of love. And we're almost through with these 5 minutes. Tell you what, I'm going to give you a few more minutes that we can trace the vibration, the healing frequencies of this message within this healing art. Could you please bless all those watching live or on recording to transform their vibration, to enhance love in their vibration, release from their heart center depression, anxiety. Please bless them to feel measurably better by the end of this practice. We're extremely grateful to our source, our creator. Extremely grateful to all those heavenly beings, seen and unseen, known or unknown, for their dedication, love, and service to all humanity and to us. We thank you from our heart for this opportunity to open our heart, to decompress, to empower ourselves with simple practices that separate us from attachment to the mind and all the mind's desires to throw us into negative past or an unpleasant future thoughts. Please bless us to choose more consistently love, positivity, beneficial thoughts, thoughts that are supportive of our desired future, we're extremely grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will come back now as you complete tracing to the bottom of this calligraphy. And this is an example of working with this healing art. The wisdom behind it is based in physics. It's based in foundational understanding that higher vibration, positive vibration, can very positively affect a negative vibration. And that if we are doing something beneficial with this guy up here, instead of getting stuck in fear, 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 worry, 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 anxiety, anxiety, it's not that we want to be there. It's that we haven't gotten control over the mechanism that is the root cause. And that control starts with love. Love melts all blockages. And for the vast majority of humanity, and very likely you, if you're watching this still, you've had difficulty connecting to that healing, supportive vibration. This is one way in which you can do it. All that's required of you is the willingness to reach out and ask for more. My friend asked me to create this video because he saw so many people suffering. And I said, okay, I have no idea how this will be received. I just know that the thousands of people that I've helped have had tremendous benefit. It's not an overnight fix, but it definitely works. And all that's required is a willingness to walk away from what has not been working and try something that has a history of working. Okay? So there are solutions available to you. And if you're watching this, then reach out, post in the comments that you'd like to hear more, and then we can set you up with opportunities to do consistent practice in this healing field. Okay? Have a great day, everyone.